Hey guys, welcome to Sim Captain. It's April 5th and it's Friday night ops. Welcome to Minneapolis NCAA Final Four. We are at Rockford, Chicago Rockford Airport, and we are going to get the engine started and get our clearance and get going. Parking brake is on, rotating beacon is on, fuel pump is on, throttles are idle, we're clear left and right. We'll select the bleed air to number 2. Ignition's engaged. Number 2's turning. ITT's on the rise, N2's on the rise, fuel pressure's on the rise. We'll introduce fuel. We got good ignition. Started back to ground. We're going to tune into Chicago because that's where we're going to get our clearance from. We'll select the bleed air over to number 1. Ignition engaged, number 1's turning. N2's on the rise, ITT's on the rise, fuel pressure's on the rise. We'll introduce fuel. Good ignition. Bleed air back to normal, star switch selected to ground. Both engines are stabilizing. Temps and pressures look good. Get our clearance. At Chicago, November 66 Lima X-ray at Chicago Rockford. Looking for IFR clearance to Minneapolis.
Lima X-ray, Chicago Center, standby.
Alright, we got both engines started. Go inside the airplane. Turn the pump off. GPS. There's no ATIS to listen to. We are going to get our clearance.
2015, up 2015, contact Chicago, sorry, Minneapolis Center 133.45.
We are going to get our clearance. Clocks are set. Autopilot, 250 knots below 10. I believe 5,000 will be our initial. Flight director on. Altimeter is the local setting. Landing gear selector is down. The lights are tested. Pitot heat's on. De-ice is on. Flaps are set for takeoff. Trim is set for takeoff. Cabin alert says required, and we can shut the APU down. Verify APU is coming down. Master switch is off.
1 right approach, Metro 5025. American 3106 Chicago. American 3106 Chicago, Center, climb 18, follow 360, resume normal speed.
Alright, let's hopefully we get our clearance shortly. 66 Lima X-ray, we're ready to copy.
Number 66 Lima X-ray, you clear to the Minneapolis Airport, with vectors Rockford, Dennis file, maintain 3000. Set follow 36010 minutes, departure going to be 1347, squawk 1355.
Alright, 6 Lima X-ray, we're cleared. Radar vectors Rockford. Climb to 3000, expect 360 in 10 minutes. Departure on 134.87, squawk 1355. 1355 in the box.
November 66 Lima X-ray, read back is correct. Check runway 19 for departure at Rockford, altimeter 3011.
Alright, 19 for departure, we're ready for taxi, 66 Lima X-ray.
And November 66 Lima X-ray, what taxiway intersection are you near?
66 Lima X-ray, we're at the GA, holding short of Foxtrot.
Alright, runway 19, right? Sorry, runway 19 taxiway on Foxtrot, short of Bravo.
19er via Foxtrot, hold short of Bravo, 66 Lima X-ray. Alright. Transponder is set. 3000. Taxi lights are on. Parking brake is off.
Metro 5025, you can taxi to the ramp, join Romeo, cross at 25 left.
Test the brakes. Brakes are tested. Left brake, right brake. Vertical speed reads 0. Airspeed indicator reads 0. Heading indicator turns properly on both sides.
Minneapolis now 13345.
We're going to runway 19er via Foxtrot, hold short of Bravo. Spoilers, fully deployed, light illuminates, will retract, light extinguishers, flight controls are free and correct. Rudder feels good. Reversers, 2 are unlocked, 2 are in reverse, 2 are stowed. Engine instruments are checked. And the departure briefing, let me just get my bearings here.
I'll wait 200 Chicago Center, roger.
Chicago onboard 200, book your flight over 3, kilo.
I'll wait 200 Chicago Center, roger.
Alright, the departure briefing is we're going to depart runway 19er here at Rockford.
United 830 contact Cleveland Center 134.9.
We're expecting a standard departure with standard call-outs. Any failure before VR, we abort and stay here. Any failure after VR, with the exception of fire and loss of directional control, we will go airborne and return to this airport. We have a 10,000 foot runway available to us. We currently have 2,600 pounds of fuel. So we should be good. Otherwise, we will climb up to 3,000 feet and stay below 250 knots while we're below 10,000. Nav radios are set, comm radios are set, transponder is normal, altimeter is the local setting, de-ice and pitot heater on, yaw damper off, starter switches, we'll put to continuous, fuel pump on, flap set for takeoff, trim set for takeoff, no time and fuel.
Visual approach for 23 right, and we'll advise when we're established, Air 67.
Dropped into reverse. And 6 Lima X-rays holding short of Bravo at Rockford.
Number 6 Lima X-ray to Rockford, wind 2105, fly runway heading clear for takeoff.
Alright, runway heading, we're clear for takeoff. 6 Lima X-ray. Seems I've completely misunderstood him and I'm holding short of taxiway Bravo, and he meant to call him holding short of the runway at Bravo. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but taxi lights are off, landing lights and strobe lights are on, pumps on. Lineup checks. We have our clearance threshold check for landing aircraft, nobody inbound, and we have our lights on. So that is it, we're good to go. We're just going to keep on rolling.
I'm at 18.
I want to climb out at 3,000 feet per minute. Check left, check right. We're clear. This is runway 19er. Bring the engines up to 40%. They are synced. Temps and pressures are good. We advance to takeoff power. Takeoff power is set. Airspeed's alive 2 times.
Southwest 2370 Chicago.
80 knots. Cross check.
1000 resume normal speed. Maintain 50340.
We'll continue. V1. VR. Positive rate. Gear up. Gear up selected. Gears in transit. 400 above. Flaps are coming up. Flaps are up and indicated. Gears up, lights are out. Yaw damp on. Autopilot, fly runway heading.
200 cross fire.
Up to 3,000 feet.
200 cross fire at 9,000, all out to 3006.
9,000 American, probably 200 maybe.
Number 66, lean X-ray, you're at contact, climb maintain foul, 360, and turn right, heading 300.
Climb maintain 360, right turn 300, 66 Lima X-ray. 300 up to 360.
Now, for 200, just confirmed that they give you the same cross fire at 9,000.
There's 9,000. On those 200, yep, got it.
Thanks a lot. That was 1949, just confirmed holding the 19 right. I want to have the center working your sector, so just stand by.
Alright, after takeoff checks.
Confirmed, holding short.
Gear up, lights out, flaps are retracted and indicated. Autopilot is checked and set.
X-ray procedure like Bales.
66 Lima X-ray, say that again?
Lima X-ray procedure like Bales. Delta Lima Lima.
Alright, we're clear direct Dales, Delta Lima Lima, 66 Lima X-ray, thanks.
American 145 with the passenger 31,000 to 32.
Alright, and fuel pump's off. Climbing through 10, landing lights are off, star switches are selected to flight. We can accelerate and then transition altitude at 180. And we are direct to Dales now.
American 145 Skyline. Southwest 1614, contact Minneapolis Center, 133.4 today. Contact Mini Center 133.4, Southwest 1614. Sector 67, turning final for 2 right. 67 at Battle Creek, had it. The wind's calm. Check the way. Low land, 2 right, Sector 67.
Alright, there's flight level 180. Altimeter set to standard, 29902.
Delta 1949, contact with Steno 133.35 to get your roll.
Contact Chicago Center, 133, that's 35, that's 1949.
November 6, X-ray, contact Chicago Center 133.35.
Center on 133.35 for 6 Lima X-ray. So long.
Zero 6, I 1 out of wait for the takeback.
Heading 280 after departure, your takeoff to 19 right.
And good evening, Chicago Center, November 6 Lima X-ray. We're with you. Going to be climbing through flight level 220 for flight level 360 direct Dales.
66, Lima X-ray, Chicago Center, Roger.
Chicago, Envoy 200 with you, descending to flight level 2004, fire at 9000.
Envoy 200, Chicago Center, Roger.
Envoy 200, can you confirm expecting 27 right? Excuse me, 27 left.
Confirm that because that is time. Generally, given by your approach sector, if you can expect that with the thing.
Roger that.
That's 1949 with a contact for F2.
3000 for Delta 1941.
1949, turn right wing 340, Honda 18 level 340.
So we're heading 340, climb maintain up to flight level 340, Delta 1949.
Number 66, Lima X-ray, climb maintain level 340, that'll be your follow.
Alright, climb maintain flight level 340 as our final for 66 Lima X-ray.
Wait, you order contact Chicago Bridge 11910.
Over approach 1190, Envoy 200.
That's 1949, clear to talk.
Alright, so that is Dales, 31.5 miles.
That's 1949, clear to Falcon.
We're going to be joining the
Good night, Falcon, Delta
Killer
1949.
3 arrival. I think we're entering at where are we entering this? Cable. There it is, Cable. So we're, get this right. So we're entering at Cable And then we'll be proceeding to Zing, Hender, CMAC, Killer. And then there's another page of the arrival. Passing flight level 300. Gotta get the ATIS in Minneapolis. $135.35.
Center, good evening, at 11:29, flight level 6.
1179, Chicago, Federal.
All aircraft taxi with transponder and altitude encoding on. Advise on initial contact. You have information Oscar.
Oscar.
Chicago, Federal, International Airport data information Oscar. 235 2000 Phase 2,300 over. Temperature 11. Size we're up to 230 degrees. Altimeter 000. Simultaneous descent. Live approach in use. ILS maintain 3-4 in use. Final approach over noise sensitive area. Departing runway 12. Runway 12 right. Runway 17. Caution. Virginia Airport. Read back postcode instructions and assigned altitudes. All aircraft taxi with transponder and altitude encoding on. Advise on initial contact. You have information Oscar.
Alright, Oscar, I missed the active runways. I think it said 1-2, but people were talking.
Minneapolis St. Paul International Airport data information Oscar. 23530. 1070 at 5. Visibility 6. Phase 2,300 overcast. Temperature 11. 2.6. Altimeter 3000. Simultaneous descent. ILS runway 12 right approach in use. ILS runway 12 left approach in use. Final approach over noise sensitive area. Departing runway 12.
Alright, we're gonna hope for 1-2 right, which I'm gonna set up for just in the interim. ILS 1-2 right. It's gonna be a final approach course of 121. We're leveling off at our cruising altitude of flight level 340. The Minneapolis VOR is 115.3. We probably picked that up by now. I'm going to put that in the number 1. There it is. We're 169 miles. Localizer is going to be 110.3. Put that in the standby. Right. Load that in. Perfect. We We have information Oscar. And I just kind of want to go as fast as I possibly can there. Not really worried about fuel consumption.
Number 66 Lima X-ray, contact Minneapolis Center 133.45.
Alright, Minneapolis Center on 13345 for 66 Lima X-ray. Good night. Good evening, Minneapolis Center, November 6 Lima X-ray, checking in, flight level 340. We're direct to cable.
466 Lima X-ray, Minneapolis Center, Roger, good evening, on board for about 2 minutes.
Roger.
Number 2710, descend that pilot's discretion, maintain flight level 240. You gotta maintain flight level 240 at pilot's discretion, 2710.
Okay, I'm going to put Minneapolis in the number 2, which is 142 miles away. And we'll probably be starting our descent soon. Meanwhile, the cruise checklist is to just check the fuel. We still have plenty of fuel. Fuel pump is off. The altimeter is standard 2992. Engine instruments are checked and monitoring. Everything's in the green. Cabin alerts as required. Current en route weather. Next will be the descent in range checklist. Crossing cable. Next is Killer. Well, that's weird. I'm missing a few. Alright, we're 76 miles to Killer. Killer, we have to cross at or above 12,000. Our discretion down to flight level 240, 66 Lima X-ray. 240.
Discretion down to 240, that's what's exactly. Michael 27, contact Minneapolis Center 125.3, get it. 125.3, okay.
Alright, so we have begun our descent to flight level 240, which is Hender, where we should be crossing that at. Minneapolis Center on 125.3 for 66 Lima X-ray. Good night.
By the Mach 3 descending, expecting 12 left over, 27.
Good evening, Minneapolis Center, November 6 Lima X-ray. We're with you, going to be descending through flight level 310 for flight level 240.
Number 66 Lima X-ray, Minneapolis Center, descend via the Muscle 3 arrival, runway 12 right to transition. Correction, the Kilo 3 arrival, runway 12 right transition, to Minneapolis altimeter 3000.
Okay, we will descend via the Killer 312 right transition, 66 Lima X-ray. Alright, that's our instructions. Killer at 12, so we can just continue on down at 12. Okay, the 1-2 right transition. There's another page to this approach chart. Oh, so annoying. Alright, landing runway 12 right. From crisp track 269 across F10 at or above 10 at 250 knots, then track 261 across Jonesy at or above 9,000, then on track 261 to cross Greek at 8,000 and 230 knots, then cross. Okay. Of course, that's not the transition I had programmed in. That's a big pain to fix that, but it can be fixed. Alright, now we're back. Now we have the 1-2 transition. 1-2 right transition programmed in. And we're descending through flight level 22.5. Where do we need to be? Killer at 12 and 280 knots, so I gotta slow down for killer.
Over 66 Lima X-ray, contact Minneapolis approach 135.47.
Okay, approach on 135.47 for 66 Lima X-ray. We're switching. Good night. And good evening, Minneapolis approach November 66 Lima X-ray. We're with you, descending through flight level 200 to cross killer at 12,000, and we have Oscar.
66 Lima X-ray, Minneapolis approach, expect ILS runway 12 right approach.
We will expect ILS 12 right, 66 Lima X-ray.
Southwest 1614, contact Minneapolis approach 126.95, good day. Right over approach 126.95, Southwest 1614.
I should have just said descending via instead of all that nonsense.
Yeah, for the Courage Pass 11, checking in with you, descendant through level 19 reserve 1000. F11 Minneapolis approach, expect ILS runway 12 left approach. ILS 12 left.
We're going to be descending through 18, and we'll get the altimeter to the local setting. To our descent in-range checklist. Passenger briefing is complete. The seatbelt sign is required. Altimeter is the current setting. Nav instruments are checked and set. 110.3 with approach course of 121. Flight instruments are checked. At or below 10, we'll turn the landing lights on. Starter switches, we'll put them to continuous. Marker beacon, turn that on. ATIS, we have Oscar. Let's just check it, make sure no change.
Airport St. Paul International Airport ATIS information Papa.
Oh,
00530. Web 090 at 5. Visibility 5. Phase 2,300 floating. 15,000 floating. Temperature 2.6. Altimeter 3000. Simultaneous descendant.
12 right.
ILS runway 12 right approach in use.
We have Papa.
ILS runway 12 left approach in use. Final approach over noise sensitive area. Departing runway 12 left. Runway 1.
Alright, we have information Papa. Updated. Altimeter still the same. Huggy at 10. Next. Star switchers continuous, marker beacons on, ACE is listened, nav aid set and identified. Identify this. That is Minneapolis identified. Let's see, approach. We're expecting ILS runway 12 right. The glide slope crossing altitude is 4,000 feet. Minimum decision height is 200 feet. Missed approach is a climb to 1,300, then a climbing right turn to 3,000. Direct to flying cloud. No, that's not flying cloud. FGM. What's FGM? FGT. I can't even see that. FGT. I don't know what VOR FGT is, but missed approach, climb to 1,300, then the climbing right turn to 3,000.
Turn right heading 180, descend to maintain 7,000.
Direct the FGT VOR and hold. I have the approach already programmed. That is the approach chart reviewed. We're at 10.
Approach reviewing Delta 832, that's level 200 with Oscar.
FN 10,250 knots, so we're slowing.
Delta 832, Minneapolis approach, expect ILS runway 12 right approach. Expect ILS 12 right approach, Delta 832.
Before landing, checklist will be next.
That was heading on 180, fast 11, correct? Affirmative. Roger.
Jones at 9,000. Oh, there's the airport in sight. Below 10, landing lights are on.
Minneapolis Center, Delta 2710, descending 154, 12,000, monthly free arrival. Delta 2710, Minneapolis approach, expect ILS runway 12 left approach. 12 left, Delta 27 left. Minneapolis approach, good evening, US 554, descending via the Blue and 3, information pop-up. Fast 11, contact Minneapolis approach, 119.3, good day.
Alright, there's the airport.
100.3, thanks, that's right on.
Looking crowded.
3829 heavy, Minneapolis, you on my frequency, sir? Minneapolis approach, American 291, with you 23 arrival, descending through flight level 21.4. UPS 554, Minneapolis approach, information, Oscar's current, expect ILS runway 12 right approach.
Greek at 8,000.
12 right, we'll look at Oscar, UPS 554. Delta 832, Minneapolis approach, expect ILS runway 12 right approach.
There's that haze.
Yeah, proceed for the ILS 12 right, Delta 832.
Greek at 8,230 knots.
American 291, information, Oscar current, expect ILS runway 12 right approach.
It's popping now.
We have Oscar, we'll expect to 12 right approach.
I'm picking up the outer marker for one of the other runways. Alright, leveling at 8,000.
Minneapolis approach, United 30 at 29, apologies for delay messaging, according to the FNO, so. Okay, 3829 heavy, Minneapolis approach, expect ILS runway 12 right approach, turn right heading 270, vector to final. 3829, expecting 12 right approach, turning right heading 270 for approach and final. Okay, 3829, actually, fly heading 200. Heading 200, for the surrender. At 3829, best rate down to 7,000. Sorry, 3829, what was that last? Yeah, give me your best rate down to 7,000. Best rate 7,000 for 3829, no worries. Delta 832, maintain 210 knots, then descend to maintain 7,000. Okay, barometric 210, then descend to maintain 7,000, Delta 832.
Alright, Dolly now. Is there an instruction at Dolly?
Yeah, first Delta 2674, we've had 210, muscle through into a transition with Quebec. Delta 2674, Minneapolis approach, expect ILS runway 12 left approach.
230 knots, I need to be going slower.
2674. United 3829 heavy, contact Minneapolis approach 126.905, good day. Yeah, 126.95.
Nope, no other instructions.
Minneapolis approach northwest 511 heavy with you descending out of flight level 215 on the 23.
Minneapolis approach, northwest 511 heavy, Minneapolis approach, expect ILS runway 12 right approach.
Expect ILS 12 right approach, northwest 511 heavy.
Delta 832, turn left heavy 60, vector to final.
You going up there 360 for Delta 832?
Delta 832, how you from?
360 Delta 832.
Minneapolis approach continuing Delta 1858, setting out through 16,000, Loom 3 with Quebec. Delta 1858, Minneapolis approach, expect ILS runway 12 left approach. 12 left approach, 1858. Tower 66 Lima X-ray contact Minneapolis approach 126.905.
Approach on 126905 for 6 Lima X-ray. Good night. Final approach.
Dragon 1, fly heading 030. Swing in for Dragon 1. Dragon 1, fly heading 040. 040, Dragon 1. Dragon 1, descend to maintain 3,000. Dragon 1, you cut out. Say again? Dragon 1, descend to maintain 3,000. 2,000, Dragon 1. United 38 heavy, turn right heading 030. United 030, Dragon 1, fly heading 090, trolling 1 right, localizer. 090 for the ILS 12 right, Delta 66 Lima X-ray, Minneapolis approach.
66 Lima X-ray, checking in at 8,000.
Delta 66 Lima X-ray, Minneapolis approach, descend to maintain 5,000.
Out of 8 for 5, 6 Lima X-ray.
Over 660 Max Ray, turn right 7030.
Stepped on, say again.
Over 660 Max Ray, turn right heading 030.
Right turn 030, 660 Max Ray.
Delta 832 Minneapolis approach, reduce speed to 190, then descend, maintain 6,000.
Alright, speed checks 10 degrees.
Dragon 1, 2 miles from Kins, maintain 3,000, full establish on the localizer, good ILS, runway 12 right approach.
1 mile from Kins, maintain 2,000 on my ILS approach.
Number, yeah, 3829, reduce speed to 190.
Which one was that, 210?
3829, 190.
190, 3829.
3829, turn right heading 100, join runway 12 right localizer.
Hey, 100, join 12 right localizer, 3829.
Number 660 Max Ray, fly heading 090, join runway 12 right localizer, reaching 5,000, reduce speed to 190.
090 on a heading to join the 19 right localizer and at 5,000 will slow to 190, 660 Max Ray.
Number 660 Max Ray, just verify join the runway 12 right localizer.
12 right, correct, 660 Max Ray.
Dragon 1 word.
Dragon 1, contact tower 126.7.
Alright, localizer's alive, we've captured it already.
832, fly heading
121.
010, Delta 832. Number 660 Max Ray, 4 miles from Weza, maintain 5,000, full establish on the localizer, cleared ILS, runway 12 right approach, maintain 190 knots.
5,000 till established, clear for the ILS, 12 right, and we'll maintain 190 knots, 660 Max Ray.
Delta 832, turn right heading 090, join runway 12 right localizer, descend and maintain 5,000.
090, going runway 12 right, low, down to 5,000, Delta 832.
Alright, 5,000.
United 3829, 8 miles from Weza, maintain 5,000, full establish on the localizer, good ILS, runway 12 right approach, maintain 190 knots.
Alright, speed checks, gear down. Gears in transit. Gears down, 3 green lights, flaps 20.
Delta 832, caution wake turbulence, you're about 7 miles behind, heavy going 747-8.
Sure, right, thanks, Delta 832.
Gulfstream 660 X-ray, reduce speed to 170 until Kins, over Kins, contact tower 126.7.
Slow to 170 to King, and then tower. What was the frequency for 660 X-ray?
Over 660 X-ray 126.7.
26.7 for 660 X-ray, thanks.
Delta 832, 11 miles from Weza, maintain
26.7.
5,000 full established on the localizer, cleared ILS, runway 12 right approach, maintain 190 knots.
Okay, we're clear for the approach and maintain 5,000, 190 knots, Delta 832.
American 291, Minneapolis approach.
Go ahead, we're 291.
American 291, Minneapolis approach, flighting 020. Intend to maintain 6,000, back to the final approach course.
020, 6,000, vectors, final approach course, American 291.
Minneapolis Tower, 66 Lima X-ray is on the ILS, 12 right.
Number 660 X-ray, Minneapolis, turn number 2 on the way, 2 on the mile, final 1206, runway 12 right, clear land.
Okay, number 2, 12 right, we're clear to land, 660 Lima X-ray. Gears down 3, green, speed checks, full flaps. 40 degrees indicated. Add a marker.
Cessna Dragon 1, right turn at Mike, left turn at Whiskey, hold short, running 4.
Dragon 1, second.
Dragon 1, you go right turn off runway as you're able, traffic 3 miles an hour.
Turn off right, off you right, turn on.
Alright, I think we're going to take over here. Yaw damp off, autopilot's off, flight director's off, auto throttles are off. The rest of the approach is a climb to 1,300 and a climb up to 3,000, so we'll set that. $200 above.
Yeah, we're still United 30 at 29 on the ILS, runway 125.
Minimums, landing.
United 38, 29, heavy Minneapolis, power 2 miles behind the
With the runway made, we'll bring the power back.
128, clear land.
Over the threshold, throttles are idle. Touchdown, spoilers are deployed. Reversers are out. 100 knots. 80 knots.
Number 6, Lima Extra, right turn at Delta, left turn at Whiskey, taxi to Whiskey to signature, have a good day.
6 Lima X-ray, yeah, we just passed Delta, we'll take the next right.
Number 6, Lima Extra, Roger, no delay, traffic, miles on our right, Whiskey 7, left Whiskey behind the 182, and to signature, have a good night.
Alright, then no delay, Whiskey 7 into the signature ramp, 6 Lima X-ray, thanks.
And tower reading Delta 832 on Ken's ILS 12 right.
There's traffic right here, let's stop. Alright, we're clear, spoilers are retracted.
Clear land 12 right, Delta 832.
Got this plane taxiing across. In front of me, spoilers are retracted, flaps are coming up, landing lights are off, strobe lights are off, taxi lights are on, marker beacon is off, fuel pump, oh I didn't have that on, that should have been on. De-ice and pitot heat are off. Star switches are off. And the APU, we'll bring that up.
684 Minneapolis, tower traffic on a 4 mile final at my cross runway 12 right, turn right on Whiskey.
Let's see.
Plus 12 right, 50, tower 46.
All this Cessna in. Next will be the shutdown checklist, and this is the entrance Whiskey 6 to the signature ramp. And as we enter the non-movement area, I will squawk standby. Where am I going here? I'm going to take this first space right. You know what? I'm going to go over here and face towards the arriving traffic. We'll turn the taxi lights off. Alright, we'll bring her to a stop. But the parking brake is on. Fuel cutoff 1 and 2. Go outside.
Minneapolis Tower, American 291 is over Kim's runway.
Beacons off.
Approach 12 right.
And that's going to conclude my arrival into Minneapolis on this April 5th Friday night ops. Welcome to Minneapolis for the NCAA Final Four. Thanks for coming along with me. Hope you like and subscribe. And until next time, happy landings.